Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Settle in wherever you find yourself. Feel your face relax, your shoulders relax, your jaw. Feel your toes relax, your hips, your eyes. Let every part of you feel soft. Feel the middle part of you melt like a gooey chocolate lava cake, soft and flowing in the middle. Feel your belly expand with the breath, contract with the breath. And feel yourself just letting go and letting go deeper and deeper. Easier and easier. Meditation is a state that we arrive into, a state that opens for us, rather than something we make. Can you feel your conscious mind sinking lower and spreading wider? Can you relax into your enlightenment rather than making it happen? And as you tap into this centered, still place, reflect for yourself on what you notice. What feels concrete or real to you in this moment? Do you notice the feeling of air on your skin? A feeling of your body connecting with the surface beneath you? Does reality have a specific sound, or there are certain noises surrounding you. What is your honest experience of being here right now? What feels like your truth in this moment? Regarding your identity, regarding your experience of the day, of the world. What feels real to you? And see if you can let go a little bit more, sink a little bit deeper inside. Almost feel like you're peeling an onion, where you're taking off a certain layer of skin, and see if you can feel a level of awareness that's a little bit deeper than where you just were. Can you experience a truth on a deeper level? Something that may feel the same might feel in direct opposition. Maybe on the surface level you feel, I'm confident. And then as you go deeper you feel, maybe I'm not so confident. Maybe I'm insecure about certain things. And then you allow yourself to go deeper again, and then you say, no, I'm a very confident person, right? Like that truth changes based on our current experience, our current level of awareness. So what happens when you start peeling away those layers and you start going deeper? Can you start to find truths that feel more consistent, that they don't shift from level to level, but they feel perpetually present? I'm a big believer in life that if something is true, so too is its opposite. That both things contradict each other but exist simultaneously. I am light, but I am dark. I am brilliant, but I am stupid. I am masculine, but I am feminine. I am strong, but I am fragile. We are both things together. So as you start to sink in your layers, can you start to accept the idea that perhaps truth, something concrete and unalterable, is maybe not what we think it is? Perhaps truth is but our perception at this moment. And that truth is something that can change with time and experience. What I knew to be true last week is not necessarily what I knew to be true when I was 15 years old. And what I knew to be true when I was 15 years old is certainly not what I know to be true today, which will be different again from what I know to be true tomorrow. And can you learn to flow with that flux, that tide change. That truth is ever evolving. Some would argue that if you go deep enough, there is a constancy. There is something that doesn't shift with time and perspective. The actual term for the spiritual traditions that arose out of the Indus Valley, India, Pakistan, is Satyana Dharma. Satyana Dharma, which we today usually call Hinduism and Buddhism, it means the eternal truth. And great rishis or seers say that if you go deep enough inside and dig deep into that core of the onion, there are certain things that do not change. There are certain things that do remain constant. Namely, an identity of Satchidananda, consciousness, bliss, and truth. But it takes a lot of time and effort to get there, and we'll never probably ever be perfectly centered in that state and still be alive and walking on this planet anyway. But how can you go deeper? How can you see that truth is relative? And by opening up to the possibility of other potential truths, we gain humility. We gain a sense of wonder. We gain a sense of hope of perhaps we don't know everything. Perhaps the world is more mysterious and beautiful than we ever anticipated. Maybe truth isn't an objective fact, but something we should continually question. Feel yourself relaxing into your heart, the center of your awareness. Feel yourself breathing. Feel yourself existing in this space without judgment, without reason, just pure awareness. And let whatever your experience of truth is, let it be beautiful. Let it be perfect. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. All has been well. All will be well. All is well. I feel like it's one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves is a desire to be curious, a desire to wonder, how are we wrong? How might another person's experience, which seems totally antithetical to our own, how might they be valid? How might they be right? And when we live in that questioning, connection happens, community happens, forgiveness happens. Love happens. But we live in a culture that is more concerned with being right than with being connected. It's more concerned with having the correct vantage and defending it eloquently or fiercely, and less about respecting one another's humanity or willingness to grow. And I come from a very liberal background, but even from this vantage, we struggle with this, right? Like, I went to an elite university, I went to Northwestern, and watching people who pursue careers in academia, and their job, their role is to defend their ideas, to study a niche topic to such an extent that they can argue it forwards and backwards, and then publish it. Even in liberal culture, we do not create space for wonderment. We do not create space for questioning and thinking, how am I wrong? How can I throw my perspectives away sometimes and consider something totally different? And we certainly see this magnified in popular culture, contemporary culture, where family members and friends can no longer speak to each other because their viewpoints are so divergent, and they believe in them so fiercely as being their objective truth that they're unwilling to consider the possibility that the other side's experience might be equally valid. And so we find ourselves in a cultural war and a political war. But what if, just once a day, every day, we considered, how am I wrong? How have I failed? How have I held something sacrosanct when in fact it's just purely opinion? It's just purely my experience today. What if we started to see truth not as an objective, quantifiable, measurable thing that is constant, but that truth is something that's ever in flux and ever evolving? And the only thing that really exists as a constant is that Satchidananda, awareness, bliss, and a connection to a reality. It might be ours, it might be shared, it might be individual. Put that down at the bottom of everything. We're all just energy vibrating at different frequencies. But we're all beings of love. Thank you for taking a few minutes out of your week to meditate with me. We haven't met before. I'm Kay. I run this YouTube channel, and I try to create these Sunday spaces for fellow spiritual seekers to gather together and meditate. So if this is helpful for you, please always let me know. I always appreciate hearing if people find these things valuable. And of course, if you had any questions about things we touched on today or things going on in your own spiritual work, please feel free to type them in while I'm here live. But it's an honor to get to sit with you, and it's an honor to get to share practice and space with you. And that as we all work on our own journeys of coming into our own truths as best we can, realizing that it's an ever-evolving journey, and that there is no final destination, there is no perfect enlightenment where we will have everything realized, but instead that we are just all on continual paths towards growth and realization and being the best versions of ourselves that we can be in that moment, and realizing that there is always room to be better. Oh, thanks, Kurt. Just trying really hard. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So wherever your journeys take you over the next few days, try to carry some of this idea of humbleness around our perspectives, a willingness to be curious, a willingness to be wrong, and a willingness to see the validity in someone else's truths. Thank you for taking time out of your week. See you next time this week, and be well. Namaste.